influenced by, since we're talking about Shaolin, you know, the basis of Shaolin is Buddhism.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Chan or Zen Buddhism, to be specific. And it has these simple principles, you know what I'm saying? Like always forward, never backwards, right? The attack is an illusion, right? Fear is an illusion. Nothing can attack you but yourself, right? So it's like, you know, I apply that to...
Well, that can be applied
to anything, you know what I'm saying? But, I mean, when we really think about it, the reason why we normally have the most problems in our life, or I should say it this way, most of the problems we create for ourselves are a result of not wanting to face something.
Right.
So, you know, we have a situation, we find ways to avoid it, or we find ways to push it back, or procrastinate, rather than step forward and deal with it. You know what I'm saying? And face it head on. And realize, you know, wow, that wasn't as bad as I thought it would be.
Right.
You know, my Sifu, my instructor, you know, he has a saying, you know, to call out to a guest at the door from the living room is bad manners. Right? Good manners is to meet him at the door, let him in, let him tour the house, right? Stay as long as he needs to, and then escort him right back out the way he came. Right? So, you know, apply that, you know, you face the problem, you let it run its course, right? Whatever needs to be done.
Deal with it.
Maintain it, deal with it, restore the balance, and then it'll go out just the same way that it came, and then you're on to the next one, right? Just so many different powerful jewels, man. Self-reflection, of course, meditation, you know, which is different forms of meditation. Another book that deals heavily with a lot of those influences, the Wu-Tang Manual by the RZA. He actually has a second part to this called the Tao of Wu.
Right, that's what I thought that was at first, actually.
The Tao of Wu I like, because it's more, he gives a lot of stories, personal stories and experiences, but Wu-Tang Manual is his masterpiece. You know, he breaks down every influence from chess, mathematics, supreme mathematics, comic books, which I didn't even know a lot of the things, you know, that he was influenced by. I mean, just even simple things. He talks about like the three ways: Taoism, Buddhism, Confucianism, which is really about, as Bruce Lee says, martial arts isn't about fighting, right? Hip-hop isn't about making music, right? But it's about finding the best way to express oneself most honestly, right?
Yeah.
That, I mean, what could be more liberating and fulfilling than that? And I know me as a youth, a lot of the ways I used to act out and be bad, as they say, was really me looking for a way to express my frustration. You know what I mean? The last one is The Art of Peace, which is written by Morihei Ueshiba, who's a Japanese brother, translated and edited by John Stevens. That's the version I have. And I like this one because he gives the story. It was actually semi-founded by a woman who had this like prophetic vision, and they formed like their own temple based on this sister's insight, and he ended up, Ueshiba ended up becoming a member of this temple. And out of the teachings that he came across from his master, he developed the martial art Aikido. You know what I'm saying? Which is all about, you know, finding the most peaceful way of dealing with situations. And there's so many great stories in here. You know, like there's a story where, you know, unity has been, especially in our community, a big issue as of late, right? So there's this story where he's walking by and he sees these guys trying to fix something. And each one has a different way that they feel like it needs to be fixed. And they standing there arguing about it.
And nothing is done.
So they never end up fixing it. And he just finally like blurts out at them, you know, why is it so hard for humans to work together? And then, you know, they all kind of feel stupid. And they're like, okay, let's just do it. and then they just get it done.
And it's over with.
You know what I'm saying? Also, they deal with a little bit of hieroglyphics. You know, they have, I don't know if the camera can see it, but they have these calligraphy drawings.
Right.
And a lot of them look just like hieroglyphics from Egypt, which is crazy. And each one has a meaning. And then they have short little
breakdown
pieces of paragraph that give, you know, these great insights. You know, like one of my favorites is this one. It's real simple. It just says foster and polish the warrior spirit while serving in the world. Illuminate the path according to your inner light.
Right.
And I feel like that's deep because in this day and time, we're not gonna be no monk. You know what I'm saying? We're not gonna live in the, you know, most of us anyway. Not that there's anything wrong with it if you should so choose to do so. But the average brother on the street is in the street every day, going back and forth, dealing with whatever you got to deal with. You know what I'm saying? Serving in the world, right? But you can find in that a lesson in everything that you do, even if it's just seeing a lady in the grocery store with her child. You know what I'm saying? And the beauty in that, or you know, whatever. You can infuse your, you know, and that's something else that I got from Buddhism is infusing your day, infusing every activity
with your own energy.
With your own energy, but with a lesson. You know what I mean? Don't just look at something as mundane.
Right.
Don't just say, oh well, same routine, I'm getting up, going to work, blah blah blah. Don't even stop. Keep moving on your way. And try to look and see what you can see as you're moving through that. You know what I'm saying? Because every day is not the same. The sky isn't the same. You know, every day there's something different about every day. You're different every day. Literally, your body changes overnight. Whatever it is, you know, and that's hip hop. You know, you think about hip hop. When we first started, people used to hate on hip hop because they said, well, it's not music because they don't play instruments. We didn't have instruments. They took music out of the schools. We couldn't afford training lessons, right? So what we did, we found a little sampler that we could get from the pawn shop. Take our favorite records, James Brown, you know, whoever, records that was lost, you know what I mean, maybe would have been lost to our generation, right?
Alchemized it.
And I take some drums from James Brown, some melody from Ahmad Jamal, some bass line from whoever, you know what I mean, some vocals from Anita Baker, Sade, right? And in my little sampler, create a soundscape, right? 10 seconds, 1 second, 2 seconds of a sample becomes a 4-minute instrumental, right? And then a brother can walk in and speak his mind over that, and then it spreads through the neighborhood on a tape, You know what I'm saying? That's, I mean, how much more powerful can it get than that? You know what I'm saying? If a person can't see the beauty in that, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what to say to him.